now that we're getting back to working again in a couple of weeks, it feels appropriate to kind of give you all the big picture of what I do. I haven't made this video in, I think, years now, and there are a lot of details. So bear with me as I kind of go through step by step. I will go the cheapest to the most expensive service I provide. And yes, let's go. So first is the $60 session, which is, so there's $60 and $80 session that goes in video. So if you are the kind of person that you live far away from San Antonio, you won't be able to see me here in person, you have the option of doing a Zoom call with me. It can be recorded or not. And the $60 session is just casual conversation. So you're just wanting someone to talk to. You like talking with me. You like hearing me here. And you're like, I would like to continue and have maybe back and forth. So it's casual. It's meant to also be that I share what's going on in my life. It's mutual. So I'm giving and I'm receiving, and that feels really good. Now the $80 session in the video option is where we do Zoom as well. Again, it can be recorded if you need it to, but it's more of a consulting session. So either you want to consult around becoming a professional cuddler, or you want to consult around your life, your touch needs, your sexuality, just anything that encompasses your life is an open topic. So that's the $80 video session. And I don't bring my stuff into the session, so I'm not talking about me and what's happening with my life. It's really focused on you. All right, that's the video. I'll put that aside. There is the option where people maybe don't want to get on and they want more of a continuous conversation throughout the month. Those of you who have texted me, as I not cough through this one, I do not like texting. It's hard to admit. I just don't. I like Marco Polo. Like I enjoy Marco Polo. So I have the option of doing $150 a month for a priority texting and video. So whichever platform you prefer, if you just want to text, if you want to do Marco Polo or any other video, I'm willing to do, or even an audio chat kind of back and forth. You're the first person I respond to in the day. You're just my priority. And that would be, it could be every day. I mean, it could be multiple times during the day. It could be whatever it might be. So I do give that as an option as well. Okay, that's all the digital stuff. Now let's look at in real life, what's possible. Okay, so this first one is, again, it's my cheapest option, and it is a companion session. So if you are looking at just hanging out with me, maybe once restaurants are open, going to dinner, or if you'd like to go to the movies. So that's $60 an hour. I have gone down in my price. If you're just looking for companionship, just hang out with someone, go around town, maybe enjoy the sights, maybe do touristy things, that's $60. Okay, so it's just easy, fun, playful, relaxed. And then after that starts the cuddling sessions. So my most inexpensive cuddling session is $80 an hour, and that is what I've coined the empowered touch session. Empowered because we're doing best practices in the industry. You ask for what you want from me. So if you're asking like, hey, would you hold me seated? Would you be the big spoon? Would you, whatever it might be, or may I put my head on your lap while you play with my hair? Ideally, all my clients would come to this point where you could have an empowered session where you're able to ask for what you want. It's really important that clients have that skill set, because in the world, we don't want you just randomly going up and giving people hugs. We want you to be able to use your words. So that's at the $80. It's an empowered session where you're practicing asking for what you want, and that's best practices. Next is the $100 session, which I've created because lots of people were just feeling uncomfortable with asking, or they just were like, I don't want to have to think about it. I don't want to have to, at work, I'm always making decisions, and can I just come in and be cuddled? Like, as if I know what that means. So at $100 an hour, I'm willing to create the session for us. And what that also looks like is I have a few more questions where I get to know you a little bit to be able to identify what might be the best thing for you. So that is under the supportive session. Let me move on to the $120 an hour. Now that session looks like it's my ReTouch. So ReTouch, it's my business. It's Rehabilitative Touch therapy. It's for those people who maybe are touch adverse or have trauma that doesn't allow for them to experience touch, or just something about touch is something that they desire, but it's really difficult to move into experiencing it. So I've created a program that's been very successful. I mean, it hasn't failed yet at this point, where someone who cannot experience touch can really come into not only having more touch in their life that feels good, even when before it didn't, to now they're able to cuddle. Like, we've been able to bring people to that place. It's really, really cool. It's one of my favorite things to do. Actually, it is my favorite session to provide, because I can see that transformation. I can see just the beauty of people coming into what they've always dreamed they could have. So that's 120. That's the ReTouch, Rehabilitative Touch Therapy. And on YouTube, I have a playlist of different clients that have experienced that and their notes on that. Okay. From there, now this is a new area I have not on YouTube or Facebook or anywhere in my Platonic stuff shared with you, that I am also a surrogate partner. What is that? And if you go and Google it, there's a lot of interesting stuff out there. Other terms for that have been sex surrogate. That one's a little, I think it's not quite accurate, but it's another common way to describe it. A surrogate partner, with again best practices, what's happening currently in that industry is they work in a triadic model, which is, triadic means 3, where you have the client, you have the person that's doing the touch, that would be me, and then you would have their psychologist or their sexologist or some kind of talk person, someone who's working from the neck up. So what the client does, they go to their practitioner, their counselor, psychologist, or again, sex coach, or could be sexologist, and they're doing the talking work, but they need someone to do the hands-on. And surrogate partner work is, I would say, 95% exclusive for single people who would then like to practice the things that they need to build intimacy, to build more confidence in their sexuality, in their bodies, in their ways of interacting with someone, at least, someone that they would be attracted to. So we become a surrogate partner. So it's like a substitute partner for them until they're able to launch themselves out into the world and have that partner that's hopefully they can have a lifetime with. So, okay, that's kind of describing it. Again, ideally, it's with the triadic model. So we want to have someone doing the talk work. So they come see me, and then I write notes, and I send notes to the talk person, and then of course they talk to the client, and we kind of go in this triangle and keep going and supporting that person. Okay, I need to make a video just about that. So I've been doing that. I've been now certified for that for over a year, and it's been fantastic. That price is at 90 minutes, that's $200 for 90 minutes. That's on average how long the sessions are, and if I break it down to the hour, it's like $135 an hour. So it just depends. So there's that as well, if you're interested in more of a holistic approach with extra support. Okay, so there's all the sessions. Set them to the side. Now I want to make really clear that I have bundles. I have also not announced my bundles at all. And what that looks like is I have bundles of 3, 6, and 10. So if you choose to get a bundle of 3, 3 is what? 3 hours, then it's 5% off. If it's a bundle of 6, it's 10% off. And if it's a bundle of 10, I'm at 15% off. So we can figure out numbers if you need to. The added bonus to all of that is if you do 3 hours, then you get priority texting and messaging. I just have you on my list as somebody that I need to keep up with. If you do 6 hours, another extra bonus for doing that is priority messaging as well. And you get, what did I say? Oh, and I'll check in. So sometimes, usually with priority stuff, that's me receiving a text or a video or something, and then I respond. But with the 6 hours, now I'm checking in, I'm taking the initiative to see how you're doing and what's going on in your life. That feels much better. Okay, and then the 10-hour bundle, it adds an extra little thing there. So you do the priority messaging, you have me checking in, and we can have some phone calls. So that would be, again, just a bonus extra thing deciding to do 10 hours ahead of time, paying for that ahead of time. Now, some of you want to know, okay, so I often get asked, like, do you travel? Do you do weekends? Like, what's possible there? So yes, I do travel to your city. I already have clients in Washington, D.C. and Charlotte, and I am accumulating some clients in Alabama. While I haven't traveled there, I will hopefully be traveling there once things open up again. So if you're in any of those cities, it's a matter of asking and then me just coordinating, and of course looking at airfare and accommodations. Sometimes I can work it so that each client plays a little bit just in the pot so that I can get there. I've had clients give me points. I've had clients just make it possible so that I can be able to get there and it's inexpensive for me. So then that's something that's negotiated. And I see someone's asking about Orlando. Orlando. One day, no, actually, well, that's the thing. I do travel to Orlando, but I usually, if I take a family trip, so I'll probably, we'll see how things are going with the virus, but I'd love to get back to Orlando and take my kids to, they haven't been to Universal Studios. So anyway, so if that's you in Orlando, maybe I'll see you soon. So the bundles also work that they can be used 1 hour at a time, or you can use them over a weekend. That's a new thing as well. So if you want to come to see me in San Antonio, then you get like 10 hours and then I'll give you the discount and you can do an intensive. Often people that come in for ReTouch come in doing the intensive work. So it's fantastic if people can do that. You can also do, actually all of the options can be intensives. I see some people are able to do that with the Surrogate Partner stuff as well. So whatever it is that you need. And I think that's everything, y'all. Yeah, so all of the work up except for the Surrogate Partner stuff is Platonic. These are prices for, you know, you must wear your clothes. I'm wearing mine. All of the stuff between the $60 all the way to $120, that is, you know, Platonic, meaning this is not meant to arouse, not meant to create another experience other than just having you experience touch, affection, nurture, care, attention, which some of us, I mean, we just eat that stuff up because we're human and we love it and we need it. And then the surrogacy, it's more holistic. So we're looking at you as a whole person, not just piecing up that part of you that's the friendship, platonic side of you, but it's looking at all of you and treating you in that way. So, okay, I think that's everything. Those of you that would love a session, if you look, I guess if you're on Facebook, of course, just message me. But if you're on YouTube, please click below in the description and there's going to be like ways to contact me. A text message is great. But if you want to fill out a request form, that's also helpful for extra information that you may want to share with me. Email me, however you want to do it. Okay, that's everything. All right, smooches, love you all and hope to see many of you very soon. Starting May 1st, I'm back on.